Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 717. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les, and today's Tuesday, November the 11th, 2025. It's Veterans Day here in the
Yeah,
States. Laura and I both use the she, her pronouns, and yeah, I don't have a ton of knitting since last week, but I do have some other crafting stuff, which
oh, that's
I'm
cool.
pretty excited about. Um, but right now I'm picking up gusset stitches on a sock.
Oh,
So,
fun.
do you want to go first?
I can because what I'm working on, even though I'm in the middle of the row, is very little. Um, I started, it's the same yarn as my vest. So I had two extra skeins of my vest yarn, which was deep, deep stash. And I have a baby shower Thursday. So look at my wee little baby top of a baby sweater. So I started the baby vertebrae out of worsted weight from this leftover stash. Usually it takes me around 200 yards. I'm doing the not newborn size, but 0 to 3 month size. So usually it takes me around 200 yards of worsted weight, and that's what this is. Although I have another skein and then a couple extra bits and bobs as well. So I should have plenty of yarn. It's just time that I am lacking. So this baby shower kind of snuck up on me. So I'm gonna do the baby vertebrae, maybe a hat if I have time. But I found out today I have another baby shower on Tuesday.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I was talking to my new AP, and he was like, "Yeah, I knew his wife was due around the holidays. I did not realize that she was due like the 12th of December, and she's already
oh,
dilated.
oh,
Um,
yikes.
so they are going to do a shower for him. So I talked to the people that he's over the sixth grade, and they're going to throw a baby shower for him on Tuesday. So, and his wife's a knitter. So I do
Oh,
want to knit something for him. So originally I was going to make baby pants because they're adorable.
they are, but they take a little more time because they're generally made out of fingering weight, right?
Yes. So they are fingering weight. Um, Last time I made baby pants, I did the 1 year old size. So there's definitely, I could do the newborn size. And I use a pattern from Tin Can Knits called Rocky. Um, so it's doable, but it would be a lot. And then I
Mm-mm.
also, I'm not going to see my sister and brother-in-law at Christmas because they're off
Oh,
the week before me. So I don't get out of school
oh,
till the 20th, and Beck has to work the week of Christmas, but she's out
oh,
the week before. Um,
huh.
so I am going to miss them. But so I'm gonna see if I can get their Christmas presents made to leave at my parents' house at Thanksgiving by Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. That makes
So,
sense. So they are
um,
going down to see your parents just before you get
yes.
there.
I just, they are leaving the 19th and I'm arriving on the 20th, which sucks because I
It
enjoy
ships
seeing
in
my
the night.
sister
Yeah, she's a good
and my
time. So is your
brother-in-law,
brother-in-law.
but maybe I'll go see them over the summer. We'll see. Pearl and I could do a road trip. My parents are going to Italy this summer, so I have
Ah,
no dog watching folks. So, but Beck's usually really good about Pearl coming. It might be a good test to see if Pearl's good with her three cats.
yeah, that would be.
So, yeah, I am working on this baby sweater. That is a lot of discussion. That is the only thing that I'm working on. I did maybe knit around my Bright Axis tee, but most of my effort this week went to my hip strings along and my finished object. What are you working on, friend?
Well, right now I just finished the first round of a gusset. There is an old episode of the Knit Girls called Nobody Likes a Gusset. That just made me think of. Um, So I am working on yarn from not hip strings, from Woolens and Nosh. Ebb and Flow is the colorway. So this is the first sock. I finished it last week sometime, and then this is the second sock. That heel flap felt like it took forever, but yeah,
Did
I
you do
finished.
slip stitches? Yeah,
Yeah, I just ever since you talked about and this was like several years ago, a slip stitch heel where you just knit across and then on the purl around you slip one and then purl one so you have fewer purls. I've been doing that ever since then. Um,
it's a great little
so just Laura dropping little nuggets.
trick.
So yeah, I turned the heel and I've just started doing the gusset and the decreases for the gusset.
Nice.
And that's
That's some good
on a
progress.
2.25 millimeter needle. I'm going to have to either go up in stitches or go up a needle size um, for my next fingering weight sock because my tension has tightened again. Um, but the other thing I'm working on, and I got maybe an inch done on this, is the shake rag top, and this is out of Ito Kinu. And this is a very simple top where you hold the strands doubled and single to create that striped effect. And the yarn is 100% silk, but it's like a nubbly, sort of tweedy silk. And it comes on these cones. And I got this at, you got some of this too. It was in a different color, but you got some of this, right?
I did for a
At
different top,
Modern
modern
Daily.
daily knitting.
Yeah. In
I got
Nashville.
mine for, let me see the name of that. Um, it was like Purple Coke, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Purple Coke is the name of the sweater that I got mine for.
Um, just swatched thing with money in it. That's there. Um, so yeah, I worked on this, I don't know, a little bit this past week. So I got maybe a stripe and some done. Um, it's not very exciting, but it will be very wearable for me once I finish it.
Yeah, that is exciting then.
And I've been blocking the crocheted squares for the Jethro cardigan. Um, so I can only block like Christine got one of those. Like it looks like a little pegboard,
Yeah.
and it you can block crochet squares out to size. Excuse me. And so you can block between 6 and 8 at a time, just stacked on top of each other. I have it sitting in front of a fan, and I started it Saturday or Sunday, and they take about a day right now to dry. So I've got a couple batches left, and then it's time to lay them all out and figure out what order they go in. And I have one extra as well. So I'm looking forward to getting to the point of um, everything being joined so that then I can just do bands and sleeves and I have
Do
a
you
sweater.
crochet them together or seam them together?
I mean, I, the instructions when I looked at it was a couple of months ago. So the way that she suggests you do it is to do the crochet join as you go, which
Mm-hmm.
essentially adds a row of crochet stitches on each square, so it puts them further apart than if you were to seam them. Um, if you were to seam them, they would be smaller, and so the sweater overall would be smaller. So if you do the crochet join as you go, uh, you only end up with like two ends to weave in, your beginning and your end total. But I've been watching, Christine's been putting hers together, and so I've been watching her, watch the videos and join the stuff together, and it looks a little bit fiddly just in like keeping track of what squares are where when you're going to join them. Like they have to all sort of be laid out. You need like a surface to work
Mm-hmm.
with. So Um, but yeah, hopefully I will have started or at least have my pattern laid out by next week. We'll see. That's what I'm working on. Um, and I don't have a finished object, but I have a new craft that I've started. But I want you to talk about your finished thing
Oh,
first.
okay.
Your lovely
So I
model.
finished my Goldwyn Valley, is it Valley Goldwyn Folly vest out of some old stash, and I wore it to work today. So yep, it's just I used a total of around 950 yards of a worsted weight. I did alternate throughout. I followed the directions, except I did not do the cable cross on the collar, because I was running out of yarn on what I had attached to the collar, and I didn't want to eat up a bunch of yarn with a single cable cross
Mm,
um, towards the end. And I didn't care for the way it looked, especially. But yeah, I did add, actually, what I did do is I did add an extra half inch on the ribbing on the sleeves. Um, I felt like my armholes were a little gappy and I wanted to kind of like bring that in a little bit.
okay.
Um, yeah, I could go down a size probably, but I knew I was going to be layering it over, this is a denim dress, um, a bunch of stuff. So I figured I'd rather have more ease.
Mhm.
And I think that's about it. Very happy with it overall. I think the hardest, I'm very proud of my seams, because I
Were
don't do a
those
lot of seaming.
3 needle bind offs or were it was a seam, like a
This is a
sewn
sewn seam.
seam? Mm,
Yep.
okay.
Um, so sewn seam at both shoulders. So yeah, overall quite happy with it. It was nice and cozy to wear today because it was still in the 40s here. Tomorrow it will be 75. And my voice is definitely like everyone at my school has like sinus crud because we keep jumping between like
Mm-hmm.
75 and 35 over and over again. But yeah, really happy with it. Using my leftover yarn to knit the baby vertebrae. I think the stash was around 15 years old. So it was from one of the Mount Magazine. I think it was
Oh,
the Mount Magazine Arkansas Fiber Arts Retreat. So if not that one, then the one immediately following it in Hot Springs. So definitely older stash. Um, it's nice to get it out. So yeah, and I still
um,
have two more garments on the needles. I don't know who I am right now. Three if you count the baby garment. But yeah, lots of knitting to get done.
well, I mean, you're powering through it, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I got a little hole at the gap of my thing. That's which can be fixed, but I'm not doing it at the moment. So the other craft that I picked back up is I bought this legit kit pattern, just the pattern, at a local quilt shop. And the pattern, just by itself, I think was $50, somewhere in the $50 range. And it's because it's like 100 pages.
And it's paper
Um,
pieced, right?
it's paper, foundation paper piecing. So each piece of paper, show you. So this is one of the squares. So each piece of paper has several, generally speaking, has several different colors in the block, and it's you sew them down. I'm not going to try to explain paper piecing because I'll do it wrong. And there's plenty of people on the internet who can explain it way better than me. Um, but this particular pattern has 74 different colors. So it needed 74 different colors of fabric. And you can certainly like source from your own fabric stash. I do not have the confidence to make 74 individual decisions on fabric. And probably, well, I was going to say I probably don't even have 74 different quilting cottons, but that's a lie. So I bought all the fabrics individually I had to get them from like four different places total. And if I'd bought the kit from the site, would certainly have been easier, and I'm definitely not making a judgment on anyone who decides to just buy this directly from the site. It would have been a heck of a lot easier and faster. If you buy the kit, so the pattern and the fabric from the site, it's around, I want to say $430, somewhere
They
in
had
that
them for
range.
sale at the Madison Quilt Show that we were at.
Yes, I went to that as well, and there was only like a 5% discount at the show. Otherwise, I probably would have just bought a kit there. But sourcing the fabrics all separately was a pain, but I did get them for around $200. So it was worth the time for me to save a couple $100. Um, that being said, you have to organize all these fabrics because after a while, all the reds look the same, and all the oranges look the same, and all the greens look the same. So I'll link in the show notes the video that I use. There's a person who's legit kit ambassador, so like she makes a bunch of the quilts
Mm-hmm.
that they put out. I imagine she makes some sort of commission. I don't know. But she has a series of free videos of like how she organizes her fabrics and stuff. And I watched them and took some things from it and not others. But basically, so I have two of these, and these are like individual little zippered pouches. They're the
Mm-hmm.
same ones that you use for your needles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and each one of them has a little color coded tag and the name of the color on the other side. And inside it's got the square, the little piece of paper that tells you, okay, so this is the color brick, and you're going to need three different pieces. And these are the square numbers that you're going to need them for. And then I'll put it with the fabric, and that way I can
Cool.
keep rough idea of um, where everything is. The organization on that took several hours.
I bet.
But I have been able to get some squares done, so they don't look like anything super special at the moment. But see, like these two oranges, would I have been able to tell them apart? Absolutely not. Um,
So when you're done with these squares, are you labeling the squares as well? Are
so
you putting them back in the bags or
so
binder
I'm
clipping
just
them?
I'm just creating stacks at the moment. So like
Okay.
for example, this one is done. So this
Mm-hmm.
is H6 in a grid. So this one is done. So I'm just creating a stack, and I'm not cutting off even the edges of the square yet, because like where this solid line is, that's the edge of the square. And so this bit will be cut away. But I'm not even doing yet. I'm just squaring it to the paper at the
And you don't
moment.
want to like clover clip those together in case the dogs knock over the stack?
No, because I keep everything pretty well put away on top of my
Okay.
sewing table. Um, I mean, watch this space for a tale of woe in a couple of weeks. Who knows? But it's like it's sewn to the paper now, so it's not
Oh,
going
okay.
anywhere.
Gotcha. I didn't realize they were sewn together.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got maybe a half a dozen sewn and trimmed, and then I've got maybe a half a dozen more that are like sewn, but I haven't got the ends trimmed off. So, and the way that I did this first like section of them was that I went through all 90 something pieces of paper, and any piece that had three or less different colors, I did that first. Because
Okay.
there's a bunch of them that have like six or more colors. And usually they split those into two pieces of a square, and then you sew each piece and then you sew them together.
Do you have a timeline goal in mind for this?
No, not really. I mean, I would like to probably have it done by the end of the year, just the top part, like how it's going to be quilted yet, I have no idea. But I
Will you
have
send it off
probably
to Barb for quilting?
maybe I don't know.
Okay.
That's decisions. I mean, that's valid questions that I have not even considered yet. Um, because I don't quite believe I'm going to be able to do this yet. And this is one of the easiest. They have like a three,
Mm-hmm.
you know, dot system of what's the hardest, and this is one of the
Yeah,
easiest
I'm very
ones that they
familiar
have.
with that from the origami cats we did the other night.
um, I don't know what you're talking about. And the little Kit Kats.
We did our Patreon fail along, and I do not do origami well. I failed
It's
pretty
like the
hardcore.
spatial reasoning is really weird in Oregon. I don't know. I don't see it as a personal failing for you, not that you did either,
I did not.
but um yeah, it's just you have to put yourself in a weird headspace to get origami to work, I think. But yeah, so I just hope to have progress on that every week, whatever
Okay.
that progress may be. Um, but we shall see. Um, let's see, what else? I do have some spinning, but do you have any
Ooh.
spinning you wanted to talk about?
I have a good bit of spinning. I spun
Oh,
eight
good.
ounces this weekend.
Oh.
I had a bunch of work Zooms and we did the hip strings kickoff
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday. So I spun on my project for the hip strings along. So I am spinning 24 ounces of hip strings influencers, the color blend. It is 75% superwash merino, 12.5% sari silk, 12.5%
Trilobal.
trilobal, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow nylon. So it's got some glitter to it, which might be a little bit hard to see. There's a really fun texture that comes from the sari silk. Um, so this is going to be a 3-ply. I'm spinning it worsted short forward draw on my Starling at like 35 speed, so a little bit of a lower speed. Um, and then I am going to make a sweater out of it. If I have enough, it'll just be out of this. If I don't have enough, I will combine it with like a gray commercial yarn, probably like Germantown DK or something along those lines. Well, actually, probably something that's superwash merino as well. Um, and look at sweater patterns at that point. I have done some like plyback sampling. That's how I knew that I wanted the 3-ply, but I have not swatched or done any traditional sampling. So, yep, enjoying it a whole bunch. 8 ounces done, 16 more to go. So I should have 3 of these at the end. That then will get plied together. So, yep, and I had only bought a pound to begin with, so I also ordered some. But it's only $16 a braid, which is not terrible. And the hip strings people are wonderful. It was so fun during the Zoom to see everyone who came, but also Nick and Jill were there from Hip Strings, and that was lovely as well. Super fun. Great way to spend a Saturday.
Um, I have the finished yarn from Apothecary. It's
Oh,
still a little
cool.
wet because I forgot about winding it off until earlier this morning. Um, but this is the uh, let's see. It's wool, silk, and bast fibers. Um, and I got about 320-ish yards after shrinkage from the fiber. So it's around
That's a
a
2-ply?
sport DK. It's a two-ply, yeah. Um, and it's very drapey because of the silk and the bast fiber in it. But it's a nice color combo, and I really enjoyed spinning it, and I got a pretty good barber pulling effect from the. Uh,
Did you flip end to end, or did you just keep it as is?
so on 2 ounces of it, I just spun it straight. directly from
Hmm.
the sliver or whatever. And then on the other 2 ounces, I stripped it into like it was long. So
So you
I
did a fractal?
fractal. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking
Hmm.
for. Um, so yeah, I think it came out pretty good.
That's
Um,
gorgeous.
I
Did you
need to
spin
put,
it all Z or S? Z would be clockwise, S would be
yeah,
counterclockwise.
so I spun it the quote normal way, and then plied it in the
So
opposite
Z.
direction.
So you spun it Z and then applied to S.
I spun it with the thing going to the clockwise. So yes, if
Clockwise. So
that's
Z.
okay.
Hmm. Sometimes with flax, people switch it or bast fibers.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, but no, I didn't know that until after I had already started spinning it. So no, I just spun it the quote normal way, or typical way. And I spun it with a short forward draw worsted. So,
Nice.
and the next thing that's going on my wheel is the farmer's market fiber that I got from Hip Strings at the last SSK. I got eight
Nice.
ounces of that, so I'm going to spin the 2 ounce or the two braids separately and ply them together.
Nice. Do you have a, are you gonna fractal that or do you have a plan in place
I
for that?
don't know. Do you have suggestions? Like it's,
Do you
um,
have the braid sitting there so we can open
no.
it up and see? Okay. I didn't,
I'll
I
bring
can't
it next
remember
time
if
though.
that one has like short color repeats or longer color repeats.
I can't remember either. I just remember the colors. It's like a lot of like the frosted white with like pops of purple and
Green.
sort of a coppery brown and green. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll bring it next time
Okay.
and get your advice on what some options might be. Um, yeah, so that's going to be my hip strings craft all the things. Although I definitely do have uh, enough of their yarn that I could make a sweater.
I
But
actually only have one, like, I've only bought their yarn once and it's a sweaters lot.
hmm.
And I have a specific sweater in mind for it, but I have to spin the other half. Um,
Oh, okay.
so it's an Elizabeth Smith sweater that let me see if it's in
Was it Bowie that you bought and then you're going to spin for the other,
I
or?
cannot remember. It's Summer Soundtrack is the name of the sweater. So half of it is one color and the other half is another color. And there it's like a slip stitch pattern
Mm,
throughout.
okay.
So I bought the yarn for half of it and I was going to spin for the other half, the half that's closer to your face. So, yeah,
Okay.
we'll see. I have so many holiday knitting things to get done. So, I'm not certain that I will get a chance to get it even started before the end of the hip strings along in January, but
Yeah.
it might be my Christmas Day cast on if I get everything else done. Um, which will be nice.
Yeah.
We'll see. I also have a lot of stuff to do for the book. I'm quite behind. So, got to get working on
Yeah.
that.
Um, well, what have you been watching or reading or listening to? Has it been a lot of hockey?
Some hockey, and then I'm rereading Winter Lost on audio by Patricia Briggs, which is a male-female adult urban fantasy. I had finished the short story collection that she had just put out, and I've only read that one once, so I decided, and it's winter themed, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back and watch that. So yeah, some hockey, some football. Nakobe did awesome last night. I'm super proud of him. He forced a fumble against Green Bay. So that is
And
one of
he's
my
just come
former
off of like
students.
a injury, right?
Yep. A couple, I think he started playing week 7. So one of my former students plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm super proud of him, and he's awesome. He's a great kid, although he's a grown up now. But yeah, So I watched his game last night, but really it's been a lot of middle school sports. So I went to a middle school soccer game last night as well. I have some middle school basketball games coming up. There will be choir and band concerts coming up. So all of the things. Lots and lots. This is a very I say it's a very busy time of year, but I feel like this year I just cannot catch my breath. There's something every week. So this week is just especially busy.
Yeah, you do seem to have a lot. um, I don't want to say obligations because I don't think you necessarily feel that way about it,
Yeah, I know.
but just a lot of stuff going on. So,
Gotta stay busy.
I mean, if that is what brings you joy, then yes, absolutely. Um, so I'm still re-listening to the Infected series by Scott Sigler. I'm on the second one, which is Contagious. Um, I might skip the third. I'm almost done with the second one. And the third one is like carnage has happened and this is the fallout and trying to control or contain. And I'm just not in the mood for that at the moment. So I might skip the third one because I've read it before.
Yeah.
Um, and I started a new tea Kingfisher came out called Snake
Yeah,
Eater.
I saw that.
So I'm maybe halfway through that. And it's good. So like I'm trying to drag it out. Um, and I'm still listening to an older horror podcast called The Magnus Archives. Um, I think it hasn't been out. I don't think they put out a new one in a couple of years, so I think it started like 2020-ish. So I'm listening to a couple of those a day um, while I play games on my phone or do laundry or dishes or whatever, just while I'm doing other stuff. But yeah, that's basically what's going on here. Lots of blocking crochet squares and um, sewing quilted squares. All the squares.
All the squares. And you got some snow too, right?
We did. We got some, I think it was like Saturday night, Sunday, early Sunday morning. It was only a couple of inches and it's gone now. We were supposed to get some more. We're further away from the lakes, so we didn't get as much as like Milwaukee or Kenosha would have gotten. And tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 50s, so we're getting that temperature seesaw thing that you're getting as well,
Yeah,
just not quite as severely.
I think everyone's gonna get in that temperature seesaw.
Um, but yeah, that's. Oh, and Kobe's coming to visit. He's
Oh, good.
coming after Thanksgiving. He's gonna take the train up, and he's gonna be here for most of a week. Um, so I need to get my days off from work scheduled so that I can um, see him while he's here. I have to check and make sure I have days off from work still.
If he needs a ride to the train station, let him know I can take him.
I'll pass that along.
If that is
Uh,
easier.
I think that's all I've got. Do you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
So the hip strings along is going on. It is in our Discord, and that is linked in our show notes. You can find all our show notes on the Knit Girls with 3ls.com. It's where all our information is. And then Winterfest opened on Sunday.
Oh
So
yeah.
there's a bunch of great teachers, Jillian Marino, Maggie Casey. Jill of Hip Strings is doing a free lecture that you can attend for free if you register ahead of time. Romy Hill,
Laura's got
Liz
classes on
Hong.
there.
I have a few classes that I'm teaching. So, but that free lecture by Jill, it's like a year in a life of an indie dyer is going to be amazing. And all the classes, this is an online platform, are recorded and you get access for 30 days afterwards, which is really cool as well. So yeah, that's going on. Registration's open. I know a bunch of classes are full, but there's still room in a ton of other ones. So definitely check that out
Okay.
if you are so interested. So there's visible mending. Kira is doing visible mending. Angela's doing weaving. There's needle felting. There's even stuff for people who farm animals. So animal
Hmm.
farming, what do we call that?
Animal husbandry?
Mm, that makes it sound like you're breeding.
I think that maybe is breeding. I don't know. I don't know. The care and feeding of animals.
There you go.
Okay,
But
well,
yeah,
you should definitely check out the Maryland Sheep and Wool Winterfest for classes if you're interested in that. The actual classes are in January, right? End of
yes,
January?
end
Okay.
of January. Yep. It's the same weekend as the Oxford Fiber Festival.
Hmm. Okay, well, you should check that out if you're interested in some online classes with some awesome teachers. But otherwise, I suppose we will just see everybody next week.
Yep, and we have a Patreon event coming up on the
Hmm.
day after Thanksgiving.
Yep, that Friday after Thanksgiving, where we're going to invite all of our patrons to show us their favorite, either like old ornament that they have from their tree. Maybe they made it, maybe their kids made it, maybe their parents made it, or their favorite like DIY ornament that they have done before.
Yeah,
Um, so it'll be a fun collaborative
and it can be
event.
for any season, not just the winter holidays.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
All right.
you guys have a lovely week and weekend. We'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.